Hello, this is going to be a rather short video. I just want to show you some basic things about graphing in case maybe you forgot or if you are learning for the first time. So I'm going to be making a displacement. Well, actually, I'm making a velocity versus time graph. So you may have done equations before. That's what I did to figure out this row of velocities. So I was given time and displacement data, and then I used the velocity equation to calculate what that would be. And what I want to do is I want to create a velocity versus time graph. So when I do that, I'm going to, first of all, you see down here it says velocity versus time. So I click on that sheet and it's just time velocity columns. Well, I want to highlight this data. Now for some reason, well, I know why, but a lot of times people want to click here and then like drag, and look what it's going to do if I do that. Well, everything is 0, and then looks like I broke the whole program, right? So I'll hit Control Z to undo that. Whenever you highlight, you don't click here in the corner. That's to basically when you click on the corner, you're saying put this in all of these cells. You just want to highlight the data. Now I'm going to hit Control C to copy. Go over here to time, and then you can hit Control V for this data, or you can just edit, paste special, paste the values only. Now I'll show you why you might want to do that in just a moment. So I'm going to go back now. I want to do velocity, so let me see. Control C. Now let me show you what happens if you hit Control V. Again, it looks like, hey, I broke something. Well, look at what this cell is. You can click on it. It'll tell you A3 minus A2. It tries to, basically, when you copy and paste, it takes this equation here, so notice the equation here, and it tries to copy and paste it into here, but it doesn't make sense because it kind of like, it's all relative. So it's saying, okay, take that minus over divide by this minus that. But it can't do that here because there's only one column next to it. So it can't do the equation. So that's why when you paste, you want to hit edit, paste special, paste the values only. Now once I have these two columns of data, I'm going to highlight the numbers, insert, chart. We want our chart to look like this one, kind of. But you see that there's this blue line. So there's this blue line and the red line. The red line is actually what we want. This blue line are just the numbers. We need to tell Google that, excuse me, this blue line is just like the times. So we need to tell Google that we want to use the times just to plot on the x-axis. So that's what use column A as labels means. So you need to click this so you only get one line. Now you might feel like you're done, right? So I'm going to hit insert. Okay, I'm done. But this isn't a very good graph because there's no title. I don't know what's being graphed. There's no axes labels. I don't know anything. So it's actually not a very good graph yet. So what you can do is click on this little arrow and click Advanced Edit. And you can do this before. Notice that I'm just back where I was. My computer's freezing on me. There we go. All right. So title. And it's always very important the way we title these things. This time it's in, and you'll notice that I even put it down here for you. It's our velocity versus time graph. So title is going to be velocity versus time. You'll notice there's this legend here. We can come back to that later when you do your line of best fit. But under our axes labels, the horizontal axis, that should be time. And we want to include the unit on here too. That's in seconds. Now there's a lot of other things you could do, but that's really all you need to do for the horizontal. And then the vertical, that's where we're graphing our velocity. So I'm going to put velocity, and that's in meters per second. Now it's actually a pretty good graph, and that's what I want. Now, on the assignment that you're going to do when you're working on the graphing lab, is that you're going to have to create a line of best fit. And maybe it's better if I broke down some data. So well, it's fine. So let me show you how to do a line of best fit. Under Advanced Edit, you'll notice that there's this thing called, down here all the way at the bottom, it says trend line. You're going to want to put a trend line onto one of your graphs, okay? It's not going to look anything like this one, but I just want you to see how to do it. So when I click linear, it tries to make a line that goes through the most points, through the middle of all the points. And you'll notice that it says trend line, but that's not very helpful. I like to use equation. And it tells me the equation for that line, which you might remember from geometry or algebra class, that it's in the slope-intercept form. Y equals negative 0.803x plus 5.74. So again, 5.74 would be the initial intercept, but it would be the y-intercept, and negative 0.83 would be the slope of that line. So again, that's what you're going to use. Now again, your slope's not going to look like this, and it's going to be important, but again, since this is a velocity versus time graph, the slope of this would actually show the average acceleration of this object, which is important to keep in mind. Again, this is going to be a short video. I think that's all I really need to say. So hopefully that helps. Again, make sure you have your title, axes, labels, and when you have to put in a line of best fit, make sure you do that. And if you have any problems, you can go back over this video and watch it again. Thanks.